Good morning. Thought I'd come in and have a look at the soon-to-be masterpiece. How's that? It doesn't, all that bright pink and blues disappeared, but I'm liking this softness, and what I want to try to do is keep the, I want to get the desert feel and the landscape feel. So all far away and close up and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, this is how it looks in the morning. Not terrible. Okay, and we'll get started. So it's early in the morning, not that early, 9 o'clock. And I frocked up today because I looked bloody awful yesterday. So here we are, looking better. I've got my book, I've come in the morning, I've had my cup of coffee, I've thought about it. The best thing about acrylic, look, it's dry. So I can come in over a dry brush and things like that without getting muddy. That's the thing about oil paint, it does take a little bit longer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I don't know. I'm going to look through my book and I'm going to think about this area here, because I want to give that feeling that that's further back, and that's up here, that's further, but coming down into the riverbed. Okay, so that's why you don't have to say, oh, I want to paint that, or I want to paint that. And I like the fact that you can choose different images to create one, and that's why people say, oh, where's that? Oh, where's that? And I go, well, it's a selection of different places, and that's my interpretation, right? So that's why when you do drawings on plein air, you can then use those drawings to then transpose it onto your painting. So I'll show you a couple of drawings that I did, which are really crap, but I might use those as a reference. But also what I'm going to be doing is just like that little ridge up there, and that there along there, and look at these great lines here. And then what else is there? Oh, I showed you that tree before. These are great mountains. Look at that. I don't want to do that. That's actually one picture, and that's anyway. But the trees coming in over the top. What else? Oh, there's me. I'm on the riverbed. I'll put a picture of that up. So it's just to give you an idea of how huge the trees are. But then how do you make the trees look really good without them looking twee, okay, or laboured, or fine art, which I can do, the beautiful tree, but do I want to do it? Do I want to do it all over, or do I want to do a section of a tree that's really, really, really good and another one more abstract? So that's what it's about. You're always thinking about what you can do. What's another good picture? Let me think. Like that distance shot there, you know, and then coming into that distance there, coming into the foreground. Fab. Love, love, love. And what do I want to do with the sky? Am I just going to leave it blue? It was blue. It's not that. That's not blue, but it's, that blue is so strong. Anyway, that was so amazing. Every time you turned a corner, you got this new vista. Fantastic. See here, this is quite good. Not the emus, but see how huge the trees are. Looking back here and looking at the ground and the shadows. So again, another reason to paint or make a mark. So I've mixed up some pinks, because I do want to keep it in the pinks and reds, because it's very much, not so much in the Flinders ranges, but more in the Uluru, but the desert feel is more pinks and reds and oranges. So I'm going to just put in, I have no bloody idea. It's a good idea to get the charcoal. And, oh, I don't know, jeez. All right, I'll put in just some shapes. I'm going to put in See, it's funny how you just have to pick out a shape here. See that shape there? And I'll just see if I can, let's see what I can come up with. Not sure if you can tell, but I'm going to have this as closer. So see how this is quite dominant here, more dominant, and as it goes away further that way. So I'm going to be taking it from the perspective that this is close up and that is further away. Let's see what happens. So I've just done the charcoal and I'm going to then put in the pink. Now, different colours, but at the moment it's still a background. It can have a glaze, it can have anything, it can, it's just still a background. So with the pinks, I'm still letting it come. The best thing to do is to get the colour right on your palette knife, but I don't always do that. So sometimes I've got this white, and I don't really like the white, because see how it's popping out? You don't want that. So I'm using a palette knife because it does reflect best that you can, get these lovely, delicious, let me show you, delicious bits. Can you see? Delicious bits? Probably can't see. Anyway, delicious bits. And it's less tight. So I'm looking at this painting and picture and see how it's this. I'm going back here. Oh shit. Hang on. All right. Going back here, down here to create this back. So this is just another layer, as I said, but you're always looking for a reason to make a mark. Because I want it to be strong, reds, oranges and pinks, I can still glaze back, but I put a bit of orange, cadmium orange or something like that, interactive. Hang on, what the hell is it? Fuck, I thought it was orange, it's red gold. Anyway, so I've put that here and see how I'm just not going to do one colour. You put the deeps and the darks, so that feeling of this bit here, and then it comes down here, and you don't have to press hard. It just catches. Look at that, delicious, yummy. And then you can always scratch in like so. These little marks come back later and you can put a glaze over them. So my trees are getting thinner, which doesn't hurt. There's a bit of green coming through there, which doesn't matter. See now, by having that bit of green coming through there, it doesn't matter. If I'd had white on the canvas, it would have looked crap. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying, as I say, liposuctioning the trees, because I don't know what I'm going to do with those. So, but it's important. What happens is you tend to focus on doing the middle bit, and then the ends get lost, but then they're not lost because you haven't laboured over them. They're actually probably more interesting. So I'm putting the spatula on in a motion, because you know how the land actually isn't all. It is actually in a sweeping motion. So I'm trying to get that sweeping feel. So I can do that by this, okay? But you don't want it flat and boring either. So that's why the spatula is so good. It catches on things, and you can scratch back, not everywhere, and you can put little details in before it dries. But you have to be quick with acrylic paint. So I've put this lovely mauvey pink in. That's with a, what is it? Hang on. quinacridine, whatever it is. Bloody hell, fabulous. Okay, with some brown and everything. And I made up this nice, and this is a shadow. So I'm just looking really intently as a reason to put lights and darks. It doesn't have to make sense. And I'm thinking I really want to put the background trees in and not have them all green. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the background of trees not using green. What a good idea. So by using this colour, it could look absolutely crap, but I quite like, I want to keep it in another colour palette that I'm going to be using. So this is a darker version. This has got the quinoxide, whatever it is, with raw umber. I don't know, just make it up as I go. If it looks like shit, I paint over it. That's what happens. So yeah, I'm just putting in the darks, and I might, these trees here in the foreground here, I can make darker later, but see how they pop out a bit now. You don't want to make them the same. And I'm just putting that in so to get a base so that I can start looking, it's looking a bit more interesting. Okay, does it look like shit? I'm liking it, but you probably can't tell. Let me see. Is that better? Okay, so let me put, so that, those bushes there, come right over here. And some branches here. So it doesn't have to make sense. It's just a reason to paint. Isn't that gorgeous colour? You like that? It's like a grey, it's like a mauve grey. I keep forgetting to use this colour, and then it's a secret colour. And then I think, oh, that's the bloody secret again. God. Oh, that's right, it's that colour. Oh yeah, it looks so good. Anyway, so dry brushing. I've just put a bit more white with it. And just gets that. Background there. Look at that, catching on that green. So it doesn't have to be green, green, green. Okay, I'll turn it off. Hang on, I'll show you. Can you see? Oh, shit. Probably not really very good, because this is still the background, don't forget.